How much leeway should we give one another when it comes to the observance of the word? Is it as simple as you do it your way and I'll do it my way and it'll all be okay? Hi, this is Barry Phillips of 2-Minute Torah, Day 3 of Ray A. Let's continue in Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and go back again to verse number 5 and following, which read, "But seek the place where Yahweh your Elohim chooses, out of all your tribes to put his name there for his dwelling place, and there you shall enter. There you shall take your ascending offerings and your slaughters and your tithes and the contributions of your hand, and your vowed offerings and your voluntary offerings, and the firstlings of your herd and of your flock. And there you shall eat before Yahweh your Elohim, and shall rejoice in all that you put your hand to, you and your households, in which Yahweh your Elohim has blessed you. Do not do as we are doing here today, each one doing whatever is right in his own eyes, because you have not yet entered the rest and the inheritance which Yahweh your Elohim has given you." Things are going to change for Israel. There is a bit of tolerance and acceptance of variety until they get into the land. And then there is a more stable, maybe we could even say rigid, uniform, I think is a better word, approach to how we worship. We are told later on that we are not allowed to build our own personal altars wherever it is that we reside. That is an altar in my backyard. It is much more convenient, so I don't have to go down to Jerusalem and present my offerings. We have rowed this boat quite a few times. Let's push it out from the shore just a little ways. There are those that currently still among Hebrew roots groups, if you want to use that term for us, that have this problem with Jerusalem. Well, why do I don't need Jerusalem, don't need to go there, don't really need to worry about that. I'm good where I'm at. And a refusal to acknowledge the significance of the city. Yah's eyes are upon that city, always will be upon that city and upon that place and upon his house that will be built on that place and that land. And I choose to put my heart where his heart is. I'll leave it at that. So, as far as practice, how do we go about walking together when we're doing things differently? Now, within our community, let's use that descriptive. Within our community, there are those that will disagree about food, about whether you should or should not support certain companies because they have heard some kind of information. Well, you can't support that company because their CEO is this, that, or done something, whatever. Certain teachers, don't listen to them because famous people, don't watch anything that they're in or don't support anything they do because. And then, calendar issues and name issues and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And you would think, after decades of this stuff, Laura and I started out in this, and we were first introduced to things in about 1999-ish, 2000. And we were just getting our feet wet and just progressing a little bit. And by 2002, we had made a complete clean break from all that had been before to starting a new path. And as we came into this, just within the first 30, 60 days, the controversies began to pile up and we were a bit overwhelmed. And it's like, well, what do we believe? Who do we listen to? What have we done? We've left that which had very stringent, defined codes of belief and structure and procedure to this is the Wild West free for all here. And folks who all seek to follow Messiah shooting each other in the middle of the street. What's going on? not literally, but figuratively at least. Everybody had something that they were mad about, disagreeing about, on a rant about. And where is the shalom? Where is the heart and the passion for Yeshua that just kind of draws everybody into the same room? And yeah, you use Yahushua or Yehoshua, and I say Yeshua, or you say Yeshua, but we serve the same one, and your variation doesn't offend me. You can pronounce the Creator's name this way, and I do it that way, and we're going to pray to the same one and love him. And I'll probably make somebody mad with this, but yes, somebody can still use the term Jesus. And it's not the name that I will use pertaining to the Messiah. I have strong reasons for not using that name. But when I have family that pray to him in a family gathering and they pray in that name, I don't fold my arms and grunt and snort and stomp out of the room. I understand where they're at, and I love them. And I believe that he has heard their prayer. We need to find the common ground and build on it, because the uncommon ground is just too widely available, and it's full of quicksand, and nobody stands on it well. We may stand on our little soapbox on that uncommon ground, and we may stomp and snort and demand that people adhere to our opinions, but you're not going to gain any ground. You're not going to glorify Messiah, and you're not going to build the kingdom that way. And it's not that we have such wide tolerances that we'll just accept any and everything that comes. The word is our balance. Yeshua's heart is our balance. It says here, do not do then the way we're doing it here, everyone doing what's right in your own eyes. There has to be a willingness at some point to learn from each other. That means that you need to listen to people that you probably believe or determine you're going to be in disagreement with. But you be willing to listen to them. It just might be possible that they would offer something in the middle of their discourse about things you disagree with, that you'll find something, wait a minute, I can see that. And I've had those conversations where they start out, and you know it's coming. I agree with this, I agree with this, I agree with this. I hear what they're saying. I'm on the same page. But in my mind, I know, and they're going to get over here to this part, and I'm going to recognize that I disagree with that. And so we stop listening to what they're saying beforehand that we could agree with, just waiting for the part that we know we're going to disagree with. What do you choose to focus on? How do we build relationship with people? How do we have righteous influence with one another if we keep this barrier wall up? And it's easier with some folks than others. Some people can be agreeable in their disagreeing. That's a possibility. Because we build relationship with the person, not their doctrine. It's important that we begin to build relationships based more on scriptural righteous behavior than differences or agreeing of doctrine and belief. Belief is vitally important. Let's go for the truth. Let's seek all the truth that we can find. But if a brother or sister is willing to biblically correctly behave toward me and me toward them, and we can walk in mutual respect despite our differences, we may have a chance to find reconciliation and restoration, and a hope of building something that goes beyond our soapbox and our demands of adherence that we be agreed with. Let's find a way to agree with Yeshua. And if we can do that, and we can love somebody else besides ourselves, we might do something significant. Think on that. I hope to see you again tomorrow. So then, shalom.